His lawyer, Mr. Giuliani, has said that the State Department instructed him to get involved with Ukraine, to reach out to President Zelensky and his aides. Are you confident that none of your staff, that you or none of your staff did anything improper in this whole situation? Thank you.
So, Matt, I haven't had a chance to actually read the whistleblower complaint yet. I read the first couple of paragraphs and then got busy today. But I'll ultimately get a chance to see it. If I understand it right, it's from someone who had secondhand knowledge. But here's what I'll say this morning about the engagement of the State Department. To the best of my knowledge, and from what I've seen so far, each of the actions that were undertaken by State Department officials was entirely appropriate and consistent with the objective that we've had, certainly since this new government has come into office. We have tried to use this opportunity to create a better relationship between the United States and Ukraine, to build on the opportunities to tighten our relationship, to help end corruption in Ukraine. This is what President Zelensky ran on. We're hopeful that we can help him execute and achieve that. It'd be a good thing for the Ukraine, it'd be a good thing for Europe. It would push back against Russia in important ways as well if we could achieve that objective. And the State Department has been working tirelessly to try and achieve that objective, and a long way to go, a lot of work yet to do, but everything I've seen that our team has tried to do has been aimed squarely at that foreign policy goal. Today I'm announcing that the United States has concluded that the Assad regime used chlorine as a chemical weapon on May 19th in an attack at Latakia province, Syria. This attack was part of the Assad regime's ongoing violent campaign in Idlib, which has killed more than 1,000 innocent Syrians and displaced hundreds of thousands more. As part of our maximum pressure campaign today, the United States Department of Treasury designated Russian entities for supporting Assad's brutal war machine and facilitating the shipments of jet fuel to Russian military forces in Syria.
The President's lawyer, Mr. Giuliani, said that the State Department is wrong.
I'm also announcing today that the State Department will provide an additional $4.5 million to the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons to help its investigations of continued chemical weapons use in Syria. Reach there. As for our policy responses, you've begun to see them take shape. I talked about them a little bit here. Finally, the Trump administration never forgets about Americans wrongfully detained or held hostage abroad. Among the more than 100,000 people who have been detained or disappeared in Assad's prisons is American journalist Austin Tice. He has now spent 7 years in captivity. He is just one of a number of American citizens held in Syria, and we call upon the Syrian regime to release them all.
The U.S. has just deported an Iranian woman from Australia.
Yesterday at the press conference with President Trump, we made good progress on Iran. The United Kingdom, France, and Germany released a statement this week concluding that Iran bears responsibility for the recent attack on Saudi Arabia and called for the mullahs to return to the negotiating table. These nations, like others in the Middle East, indeed all around the world, are facing facts and recognizing that Iran is the aggressor in the Middle East, not the aggrieved. The more Iran lashes out, the greater our pressure will be. All we're looking for, simply, is the Iranian people to have the peace and brighter future that we've been working on since this administration took office.